We know there is evil and damage in the world, but what can we do? We know that animals die, we know that forests disappear or burn, and the air is less and less breathable. But still, what can we do about it? Sure, we suffer. We debate from time to time with our families and friends, but what can we actually do? We protest, we yell and fight for justice. We ask politicians of the world to take a measure. But you can't change the world only by yourself. You are not God. And yes, we all do our part because we know this is good. We try to reduce waste, save energy, maybe plant a tree if the opportunity reveals. We applaud people or NGOs who do things like this. But that's it. Who cares about this? How does our tiny part of good deeds change the world? The answer is by recognizing and validating them and exchange into real value. This is Red Platform, a decentralized blockchain platform where the good deeds and sustainable actions are accountable and exchanged in real value. See, we are in this together. People, NGOs, companies. We want a better world and we contribute to it together by doing our part. We are living in the time when blockchain brings the power back into our hands. Value and recognition is the real currency, and we support each other and the world. How does this work? Millions of people do sustainable actions. Each time one does an action like plant a tree, clean a sand beach, consume green energy, anything related to sustainability, they register these actions on the Red Platform. A CO2 offset is calculated. After the submitted actions are validated, they receive GTK tokens in the amount of how much CO2 offset their action produced. They can exchange the tokens into green energy or real money, so each one's sustainable action really produces value. On the other hand, there are these big companies that, as much as they love nature and want to be sustainable, their actions are limited. Regulations push them also. On the Red Platform, they can buy tokens and obtain with them a green certificate, validating their care to this world, and also sustain the good deeds of the other individuals or NGOs. Red creates an ecosystem, a network of real people sustaining each other and saving the world by the word. Due to blockchain, you have transparent access to someone's good actions. Also, the independent electricity producers are rewarded with tokens for their contribution. Now, think about that question again. But what can I do? Doesn't it sound silly now? You already do a lot of sustainable things on a daily basis. Now you have a chance to see your contribution to saving the world. And together with the Red Platform ecosystem, we have the chance to replace those atrocious news in the media with the good deeds that really change the world, and connect with all the good people that are contributing to a better world, because saving the Earth is teamwork. Register on Red Platform, claim your tokens, or get a CO2 certificate. Red, pioneering new paths for a greener planet.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's event, the launch of the Red Platform, the first tokenized CO2 offset system on the market. My name is Corina Murafa. I'm an energy policy professional with over a decade of experience in this field. I have to confess that Red, as well as the topic of today's event in general, the connection between blockchain and sustainability, is new for me as well. It's a new topic in general, and I'm sure today's discussion will also be a learning experience for me as well as for you. So let's kick it off. Red is a decentralized blockchain platform where the good deeds and sustainable actions are accountable and exchanged in real value. We will find out what this means in the next couple of minutes. It's a project started off by Restart Energy, and I'll share with you a little bit later about Restart Energy. I will introduce each of today's conversation guests right before they start speaking, so I will not bore you now with tons of biographical details, but just really without further ado, please allow me to introduce Mr. Armand Doru Domuța to you, who is the CEO and founder of Restart Energy. Over the past 10 years, Armand has scaled Restart Energy into a leading diversified energy company in Romania. It's developed 500 megawatts of solar energy projects. It also issued the first green bonds on the Bucharest Stock Exchange. He launched the Romanian Blockchain Association, and maybe a more interesting biographical detail, he is the Guinness World Record holder for the longest journey with an electric car in 2020. I won't ask about that, although I'm quite curious to see how that went. But Armand, please let us know what RED is and how it works.
Thank you, Corina. Hello, everyone. I'm very excited to be here today with you for the launch of what I would call a revolution in sustainability. But before I begin explaining our platform, I want us to think about something. So what I want us to think about is there are 8 billion people of us living in the world today. Consider that just 200 years ago, the world population was just about 1 billion. So the question is, how can we sustain living conditions for so many people and preserve our planet for the future generations when we are depleting the Earth's resources much faster than they can regenerate? So there's no easy way of saying this, but as it stands right now, we are on the path of losing the fight against climate change, losing the fight for our planet. So like in the video before, we ask ourselves the question, what can we do about it? And our idea is very simple. Fighting climate change and acting sustainable needs to be profitable on an individual level if we want it to really work. Consider that each year there are approximately 40 billion tons of CO2 emitted into the atmosphere. That's about 5 tons per person on Earth today, on average. Of course, there's a difference between developed countries and developing countries, but that's the average. So just 5 tons of CO2 per person today. And carbon today is traded at prices ranging from $20 per ton in voluntary systems up to $70 per ton in the EU's emission trading system. So if we take an average of, let's say, $50 per ton, that means that today's carbon offset market is worth over $2 trillion. I mean, $2 trillion. That's more the entire market cap of the entire crypto economy, so to say. So our goal here is to help people and organizations become aware of their carbon footprint and give them the tools and opportunity to monetize their positive actions and participate in this trillion-dollar market. What I can tell you is that from the very beginning, our company, Restart Energy, was a company focused on innovation and sustainability. We started developing renewable projects in 2010 and soon became one of the largest solar developers in Romania. Our company saved millions of tons of CO2 from the atmosphere by delivering billions of clean kilowatt hours of renewable energy to its customers. Last year, we even obtained the Guinness World Record for sustainable mobility for the longest journey ever made with an electric car in a single country. The project is called Electric Tour and it's available at electrictour.com. But today, I'm very excited to announce this revolution in sustainability, which, as Corina earlier said, is the first end-to-end tokenized carbon offset ecosystem that allows individuals, not just companies, but also at an individual level, to participate, to calculate their carbon to track their carbon footprint on blockchain, to claim tokenized carbon credits for their positive environment actions, and to sell, transfer, or burn these credits in exchange for unique sustainability certificates in the form of NFTs or non-fungible tokens on the blockchain. So our platform and ecosystem are built on our own state-of-the-art blockchain technology called Zalmoxis, which is basically an improved version of Ethereum running on a proof of stake and proof of authority consensus algorithm that immediately solved Ethereum's scalability issue. because it uses 1,000 times less energy and it is 1,000 times faster than Ethereum. And our blockchain is fully compatible with Ethereum. This means that we retain all the advantages of the Ethereum mainnet. So all the tokens that are issued on our platform can be freely transferred to Ethereum. But this is just the beginning. And this is just the first product on our platform. We are looking to expand with the first tokenized franchise business system, where the entire business is in the form of an NFT token that can be withdrawn or sold at a certain point. And we are going to provide franchises with the right blockchain tools to help companies tokenize their business needs and reach their sustainability goals. We don't want to be just one of those companies that create a technology and then look for customers to sell it. We are going to work together with our franchises to get unique insights from companies around the world regarding their business needs and provide them with tailored solutions. Our franchises will have access to easy-to-use tools in order to tokenize everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. Any kind of information, business process, contract, artistic creation, any private or public information with our unique Zalmoxis tokenizer tool and our NFT marketplace. Unique NFTs can be created and sold on the marketplace. And moreover, our franchises will help guide organizations and companies to launch their own unique sustainable projects with their own tokens and their own validation schemes. We will create basically a very liquid tokenized NFT marketplace for incentivizing sustainability worldwide by linking exciting projects to impact investors and sustainable companies alike. And what I can tell you is that there is huge interest around our platform. We already have a number of projects in the pipeline with our partners that are here today with us, with our franchises from the United States, from UK and from Spain, for tokenizing renewable energy production, carbon offset, and even launching new ESG tokens. A good example here is a company that sells organic food products that offsets basically CO2 through its products and that wants to reward its customers with these environmental attributes for using their products. And with the help of our platform, they can validate their products and they can tokenize the carbon credits and give them to their customers via unique QR codes that can be printed on each product and then redeemed on our platform easily in a few clicks by their customers and then be sold or be exchanged for sustainability certificates.
Thank you very much, Armand. It was super interesting to listen to you, and I have a ton of questions myself, but we have a number of speakers that are following who will most likely share a little bit of more concrete applications of this new project and how it really works so that we can feel it and experience it since it's so novel and so innovative. I'll pass over the floor to James Bailey. He's joining us from the UK. He's a nuclear physicist by training, but he's been a management consultant for the past 20 years or so, helping other businesses grow. And James is actually one of the first fans of this new project, let's call him like that, in the sense that he's the owner of a franchise in London. So I'm curious to know, James, how does the sustainability market look from a more developed geography like London? Because RED aims to be a global platform. So how would it play out with what's going on in the advanced markets such as London, please?
James, you're on mute.
Thank you. I think that the great thing about RED is the number of different options in the platform. Armand just went through a catalogue of features, and each franchisee will be able to choose those features that fit their market. And I think that that's the real power of the RED platform. The franchise model means that people like me can choose those parts of the system that work for us and our business. Now, I live in London, and in London, we have Victorian houses, and all our heating is with gas. So we have a lot of fossil fuel emissions from heating our houses. Now, it would be great if we could all just fit heat pumps. But we can't do that. The market isn't there really. And technically, you can't actually fit a heat pump to a very old Victorian house. So if I want to if I want to mitigate my domestic heating for gas, the only choice that I and millions of other Londoners have is to offset. So my franchise will be selling sustainability certificates to the middle classes in London who want to offset their gas consumption. So that's an example, pretty narrow market, but there's 8 million people living in London and they all use gas pretty much. So there's a good opportunity for me there. Now, one of the great things for me, speaking as a franchisee, is that I can log into the RED system and I can create sustainability certificates for my customers. So it's really, really easy. I'm going to be taking orders through my website on the telephone, and then I will be fulfilling those orders using RED as my back office. So they're genuinely my customers. It's my profit. RED will make some nice money from my sales, but the difference between what I charge and what I pay RED is going to be my profit. And I think I'm going to do very nicely.
Thank you for that explanation, James. Do you want to go ahead and demonstrate how the platform works?
Yes.
Share your screen or something like that?
I'm going to do that. So today I've been asked to, so this is probably off camera now. So are you there, Rebecca, in the Telegram chat?
Yes, I'm here. Yeah, we should begin with calculating your footprint and see how that goes.
Okay.
And after that, we should buy some REOG from our marketplace so that you could offset and show everyone how you can offset your carbon footprint.
Okay, I'm just going to refresh this screen to, oh, no, not seeing it now, are you? That's the
No, we're not.
We are seeing your email. Yeah, okay, perfect.
Okay, right.
So maybe just, James, maybe if you could repeat what Rebecca just said about what you're going to do, that would be good for the camera.
Yes. Okay. So, right. So I'm going to demonstrate now the process of calculating a carbon footprint using the RED platform. So users can log in to do that themselves, but I, as a franchisee, might be doing that to work it out for my customers, because I'm offering the full service. They don't have to muck about with computers. They just have to pay me and I get them their certificate. So which country do I live in? So United Kingdom. Get started. Understand your carbon footprint. What type of transport do you use on a daily basis? I'm a Londoner, so I use the train to go to work most days. What's my average daily trip? So now it's doing my flights. How many round trip? I don't take small flights, none. None. And I take a long haul flight once a year. Sadly, I'm not vegetarian, so I have to confess to eating beef. And cheese. And coffee. I think we'll have to have an update for the English here because we need to get tea as well, but I'll just pretend it's coffee. it's, as you can see, it's a very comprehensive calculator. Right, and that then finishes the test, and here at the top I can click Finish Test. And that shows that my consumption, or the consumption of my customer, is 9.8 tons per year. So now we're going to demonstrate buying GTK and then creating a sustainability certificate. So I know that to offset my 9.8 tons of carbon dioxide, I could either buy GTK. Each GTK is worth 1 kilo, or I could buy Rio G, and each Rio G is 750 kilos of offset. In this case, I'm going to buy the Rio G, which are generated by green electricity producers, and I will need 13 of them to offset that amount of consumption, because each Rio G represents 750 kilos. I'll buy them from Jozsef. Hello, Jozsef.
Hello, thank you for being my customer.
And for the people watching, this is all real money, actually. You know, we're not making this up. These are real Rio G, and this is real money I'm spending.
Everything recorded for posterity on the blockchain.
Yes, that's right. Oh. Okay, I've got to stake some more MWatt. And although that was an accidental error, this shows how people who investors in MWatt are going to be very interested in this. In order to use the platform, people like me have to stake MWatt, and that's what drives the use of MWatt. The staking reduces supply in the market and hopefully makes the price go up. Now, all franchisees are very interested in that, because to have a franchise, you have to stake MWatt. So every time a new franchisee joins the system, they're not a competitor to me. They're a partner, and they're helping make the price of MWatt go up. Okay, so now I've got to stake some more MWatt. I can hold 10 at the moment, so I'm just going to stake a few more MWatts. I think I could just do 10 will be sufficient. Okay, so I'm now allowed to buy up to 20 Rio G. Let's go back to the Rio G marketplace. I'm going to buy 13 Rio G. Hopefully you should work this time. Close. Does that work?
Check your wallet. It should have worked.
Then what? Internal.
Change the active currency. No, back at currency. You have left active currency. Yeah. There it is.
Okay.
13 Rio Gs.
Right. I'll go back for the video. So I just bought 13 Rio Gs from Jozsef, And I now go to my wallet here, and you can see I've got 13 Rio Gs in my red wallet. I'm now going to burn those Rio Gs, or as people in the carbon industry say, retire them, in exchange for a sustainability certificate. Rebecca, what do I click?
Carbon footprint at the top.
Thank you. And where
Open the last test you made.
Thank you.
Generate up on the right. Generate certificate.
Thank you. Brilliant. Thank you so much, Rebecca. Just do that again for the camera. Okay, so now I've got my Rio G, I can actually burn them, or as we say in the carbon industry, retire them in exchange for a certificate. And that means that these Rio G can never be sold again. And this, what the blockchain lets us do is eliminate this risk of duplication. So it's really a secure system. So I go to my carbon footprint test here. And at the top right, it lets me generate my green certificate. I'm going to burn 13 Rio G, which will avoid 9,750 tons, just slightly short of my calculation. And here we have recorded on the blockchain my certificate. So it can't be faked, and there's a perfect audit trail. So it goes back through, back to the Rio G issuance. If I click that, I get a certificate, which I can mark as public. I can now share that on social media. So put that on my Facebook page. I can tweet it, put it on Instagram. But here you can see James has offset 9,750 kilos by burning 13 Rio Gs. And there's the serial number of it on the blockchain. Now, when acting as a franchisee, I can actually use a slightly different method, and I can put in a customer's name there, okay, which is obviously what you would do.
Could you please show us the certificate on the blockchain? I think the viewers would be interested to see it on the blockchain.
Excellent. What do I click to get that?
Click back. Back. Click View Carbon Footprint Certificate. Go back to the calculation.
Yeah, sure.
Actually, James, right now that you generated your certificate, you can go to your wallet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then click on to NFT tokens, because the sustainability certificate, no, NFT tokens. Yeah. And then select not the franchise, but the sustainability certificates. And here you should see all your sustainability certificates. And actually, if you click on the Zalmoxi Stakes ID, that's the blockchain serial number, you can see the certificate, the NFT token on the blockchain with your details. So this is our Explorer. And just click down, scroll down. Yeah. So here you have all your details registered forever on the blockchain. You see, this is your unique owner address. Then your CO2 footprint, 9.8 tons. Your CO2 neutrality, which is 99.48%. It's verified, your name, and the unique string.
Brilliant. I'll go back and I'll do that for the camera.
Okay.
So. So I've just retired 13 Rio G. So when I come back in and look at my carbon footprint here, I can see that I've covered almost all my carbon footprint. There's just a small amount remaining. I can now look at the green certificate that was created. And here's a certificate. And if I click that, I get a lovely certificate that I can share on Facebook or Instagram. Now, if I'm doing this as a franchisee for a customer, instead of having my name on this, it will have their name. Now, some of my customers are quite old school, and they don't really hold to this social media stuff. And so they're going to just want a PDF. And here we can see there's a PDF automatically generated, which is not coming into the screen on the Zoom. Okay, it's just a Zoom issue. It's there, I promise you. Okay, so I could just print out that PDF, put it in a nice frame, and give it to the shop, and they can hang it on the wall. Yeah, so it just shows that the flexibility in the system. Now we can go from the simplest, which is print it out, put it in a frame, hang it on the wall in the shop, through to perhaps the most sophisticated presentation of the certificate. If I go back to my wallet and look at the NFT tokens in my wallet, I can now see this green certificate. And here we see the Szamosfalvi transaction ID. And when I click that, we launch the Blockchain Explorer. So the crypto people watching this video will know all about Etherscan, BSC scan. Well, this is scanning the Szamosfalvi blockchain. And here you can see this certificate. Confirmed 5 minutes ago. And then down here is all the data in the certificate, recorded for posterity, and it can't be faked. So this has got my name and the carbon offset here, 99.4%. Okay.
Thank you very much, James. Would you like to show us anything else, or is it fine if we move on to the next stages of the conversation?
I think we can move on now. But if anyone wants to ask questions, either through the questions they sent in earlier to Armand, or from the panel here, I'll be really happy to answer them from the point of view of a franchisee. Thank you very much, Corina.
Thanks. It was interesting to see this demo, and you've shown sort of the demand perspective, in the sense that, you know, you were the demander of carbon offsetting schemes due to your living conditions in London and the fact that you were using gas for heating. But and you've mentioned that your supplier was Jozsef. So I want to move on to him. Jozsef Szamosfalvi, and excuse me for mispronouncing your family name. He's based in Washington, D.C. He's working in the field of finance as a fund manager and investor in renewable energy and infrastructure projects. And I want to move on to him because he was the one that was offering the offsets, the possibility to do that. So, Jozsef, show us a little bit how the system works from your perspective as a supplier of this offsetting possibility. But maybe you can also explain a little bit what you think is the future of sustainability and blockchain in general.
Thank you, Corina, and thank you all for being here on this Zoom meeting. And Armand, of course, thanks for bringing us all together. It's an excellent product, very exciting. As you mentioned, Corina, I've been in the business of energy finance and fund management for several decades now, and currently managing a geothermal fund that is supported by the German government and the EU, among others, and of course, working on developing renewable energies in general globally. It is a real problem that Armand correctly identified in the beginning, that we're all fighting it globally, which is why to me it's so opportune and how great of a demonstration that James, for his clients in London and with a unique need for carbon offsets, is able to contract from renewable attributes of a solar plant producing electricity and validated in the US. This is truly a global effort, a global opportunity to both generate, validate, and then exchange. I think a global effort, a global community of environmentally minded businesses and individuals can make the only difference that can be lasting on behalf of our planet. And of course, I am very excited for the platform because it unlocks certain previously untapped values that are in this chain, which we always talk about in renewable energy. Negative externalities have not been factored in, and we don't know what they are. Therefore, the energy prices never reflect the correct amount of these externalities. But in truth, with this platform, we are able to create a market, and on that market, we will, on a global effort and a global spectrum, be able to create value to what is truly our environmental and social responsibility in this scheme. So it's very, very intriguing to me. I'll be honest, I'm still trying to comprehend, and I'm behind James on this curve a little bit, but we love the validation, and I mean, I'll share my screen and I'll show you how we have signed up one of our production facilities in the US. And of course, this is only one. I would envision in a little while, thousands of these facilities going up there, being able to offer renewable attributes so that customers, businesses, both in the US as well as globally, individuals could purchase and offset that carbon footprint and eventually exchange on the platform, on the RED platform, into other social attributes. That is a tremendous marketplace with a wonderful and big opportunity. So, but just to maybe go into the details, let me see if I can share my screen and demonstrate how we create our supply for the power plants that is within the franchise, and how we are able to show that on the blockchain, and then of course demonstrate that the transaction that James just completed indeed is recognized on the contract that the power plant producer has actually produced. So if you give me just 1 second, looks like there's always an extra click when you that I have to approve. This is, sorry, timeout here. Technically, my system is security. I might have to log out and log back in. Somehow Zoom was not allowed on my security and privacy settings. So hang on, bear with me. Okay, I have to quit and reopen, so I'll be right back. Okay, I guess I did not have to quit. I'm back. And Rebecca, I will need your hand holding here, of course, because I'm very novice to the platform as of now. All right, so here is the dashboard as I logged in, showing the I guess wallet holdings. The franchise, which is currently registered, is also on the blockchain. So if you wonder as a franchisee, you can create value in the business in being able to offer the services and the consulting that sometimes is needed to reaching out not just to the end customer, but of course also the generator, the electricity company, or the solar rooftop, or any producer of environmental attribute that could be validated on the RED platform, be able to help them on board and generate their production certificate. So the what I wanted to show actually is probably let's just go to my business. It shows now it's currently set up as the Hungary franchise because there is the US. We are working on releasing that part later, but the US power plant is connected to to this franchise, which I was able to create on the blockchain. And if I want to show the power plants function here, this shows the current Prometheus power plant. That's about a 60 megawatt hour establishment in the Western United States, and selling power locally. Already is receiving local recognition in forms of renewable energy credits and tax support in the US. But we're able to, by adding and validating the production of renewable energy, in some cases directly connecting to the inverters through an API, in other cases through our validation network, which is universal, we are able to provide this electricity and the related renewable certificates to the interested public. In the United States, of course, we are, some might say we are behind the rest of the world, maybe catching up a little bit in our responsibility towards renewable energy and carbon offsets. But I can strongly state that there is definitely an interest, and several large corporations who we should not mention by name just yet, but they are very actively involved. As you know, we could mention the big ones, of course, Google, Microsoft, Amazon. These entities are all already actively looking to offsetting carbon footprint, and even small businesses starting to focus on this important environmental responsibility. So the opportunity here, which I'm very intrigued by, is not just to sell this certificate, let's say, to a polluter in America, or a business entity in America that might be interested in or maybe already purchasing the power, but they will also now receive the attached renewable the RED certificate on the blockchain, demonstrating that they have indeed purchased renewable power from a validated resource. And of course, as James already demonstrated today, it's even more intriguing that environmental attribute could be sold globally to those interested. So at this point, this is the entity that was created, and you can see I've uploaded some of the pictures of the facility. This is a process of the validation system to demonstrate, and then later on validated by to accommodate and enable the power generation from this unit to be offered as a valid renewable energy REO G qualified. So let's see. I think, and for the time, Rebecca, what would you like me to demonstrate?
now that you have put your RioG offer on the market, we should go and either try to buy some RioG and GTK and demonstrate how your franchise can generate a sustainability certificate for a company that you work with.
Okay,
So
okay,
we would
good.
go to my
Maybe check your wallet, Jozsef. You should have cashed in from
Oh
James.
yeah, that's a good point. We should see that. Okay, very good. So
you're right, MWAT, but look at internal transactions.
internal transactions. Let's see. So this should be this one, right? The 13,000.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. Okay, and it shows the. I'm trying to see what these were done. I want to make sure that this understood that the validator fee, platform commission. Okay, these were just escrowed to complete the transaction. Yeah. Okay, good. So let me come here and maybe I'll go back and then I'll jump to the wallet for the editor's benefit. Let's see, my power plant. Here we go. Okay, so from following on that, from my power plant, this is the offer that was created. I created this actually earlier today. It already shows that I put it out as 1,000 RioG offer, and James's transaction has correctly decreased the account by the 13 units which he purchased to offset his carbon footprint. By the way, James, I applaud your carbon footprint. I did mine about 3 times as high here, so I think we'll have a lot of work to do, because I'm not sure if I'm ready to give up beef just yet either. So the wonderful thing and the speed how this transaction is recognized shows in the wallet, and as you see, as a producer from that offer that I generated earlier today. Indeed, James has purchased. So here's a transaction that shows the internal transaction completing with the validator and platform commission fees. So of course, it's important that a validator part of the system. It's very important to remain transparent and robust as a system. We are, or the system is compensating validators, as well as the platform, the RAD platform fees are very transparently displayed. So it is I should say a small fee to really making this transaction happen. But here it is.
And so, Jozsef, I think if I could just leap in here. So if there are people watching this presentation from the traditional carbon industry that are familiar with sending emails to registries, phoning people up, logging into registries, making payments, reconciling the payments, all of that is just being done on the blockchain automatically.
Right.
If you are watching and you are interested, contact Armand. Back to you, Jozsef.
Thank you, James.
Actually, I hope that from our other speaker, one of our other speakers present here, Casiana, we're going to actually get a little bit of insights into exactly this point that you've mentioned, James. For those that are in the carbon markets, like she is, what does this new tool mean? How does it change your work? How is it interesting? How can people that have been regularly in the carbon offsetting industry be convinced and supported in their work through such a platform? Over to you, Casiana. For those that don't know her, she's for more than a decade a carbon market expert, nationally, internationally. So she's been into this system. And thank you as well for sharing the match between your transactions just now, guys. Casiana?
Yes, thank you very much, Corina, for the introduction. I'm the founder of Carbon Expert, which is a consultancy on the CO2 emissions, greenhouse gases for more than a decade. And I'm also the president of the Romanian Carbon Association. So my involvement in the carbon market is one that I followed smoothly from its, let's say, from its start till now. I'm very glad to be part in this meeting with this distinguished international audience. Happy to meet you all and discuss about the carbon sustainable projects and the carbon footprint offset. Let me firstly congratulate Restart Energy Democracy for this initiative, which I hope it will bring confidence on the market, because currently we have some lack of confidence, I would say. And also, I would say that this blockchain platform would bring important revenues for sustainable projects and sustainable companies, and also individuals, group of companies, communities, which need finance in order to go forward with their projects. As an expert that I'm working on these issues, I can confirm what Armand said, that the carbon market is $1 trillion market, and it is definitely not known by people, by individuals, but mostly by big companies and traders. I can also say what James, that the carbon footprint of James is in line with the most developed countries from Europe, which is around 9 to 10 tons of CO2. So sorry for you, Jozsef, because if you have 2 or 3 times more, it is definitely that you have a problem there. You have either to restrict your travel or do something, you know, that is more sustainable within your area and not expand so much internationally, most probably.
It's the portion sizes in America. That must be it.
Okay, indeed. You are
and the travel. And the travel, yes.
This is one of the points that it is valid. But most people from the least developed countries have a carbon footprint of 2 to 3 tons. So this is a big discrepancy between people worldwide. And what we are doing and what Restart Energy would like to create here is a global market that maybe can have, you know, a certain level of uniformity for companies and individuals. At least, you know, I would love to be part of a world where there is not so many discrepancies between us. That is why I will present two projects which were validated by carbon experts. They are on RED platform at this moment, and companies and individuals from your within your franchise, they will be able to offset the carbon footprint using the emissions reductions or the carbon credits through this blockchain platform. One of these projects is in RED, is called RED Project in Peru. And it is about nut concessions and within the forestry, within the Amazon. RED Plus is a United Nations program on reducing emissions from deforestation and forest degradation in developing countries. The program was launched by UN in 2008, and it promotes meaningful involvement of all stakeholders, including indigenous people and other forest-dependent communities. It is also certified by Verra under the Verified Carbon Standard, which is a global standard for the validation and verification of voluntary carbon emissions reductions. And it has another certification. So we try to choose as a first project one which has definitely more certifications in order to bring confidence of the people that would like to invest in this platform. So the other, I have to cut a little bit because now I can see the blockchain. Okay, I cannot see my script anymore, so just a moment.
Perhaps, Casiana, if you have some pictures from this project, and if you would like to share them with us.
Yeah, Okay. So I sent to Rebecca some links with pictures. Rebecca, did you? Because I did not. The link were within the let's say the where the project were explained. So they are from a site, and I don't know if we are okay if we can share it. So there were not. We can put it after that, I believe.
Okay, let's just hear about the projects and look at pictures after that.
Exactly. Okay. So we can go ahead with the. Okay. The project has been also certified by Climate Community and Biodiversity Standard, and because it has to express other co-benefits than climate change. This standard is in line with the UN Sustainable Development Goals. As I told you, it is located in the Amazon area in the province Madre de Dios, which is in the east of Peru. These are indigenous groups living in the region that haven't yet made contact with the outside world, and scientists estimate that 10% of the animal species in this area might still be unknown. However, this delicate ecosystem is threatened because there is a highway, Transoceanica, that cuts through the region and links from Rio de Janeiro in Brazil to the Peruvian capital of Lima. Then the project provides a viable alternative to deforestation because it provides sustainable generated income for these local communities that I told you. It brings together hundreds of local families and small-scale concession holders which harvest Brazilian nuts in Peruvian Amazon. Through investment on this project, these nuts can be sustainably harvested, processed, and sold directly to international export makers for the first time. The project comprises actually 2 forestry concessions that are managed in line with Forestry Stewardship Council. It has over 100,000 hectares covered by dense forest. So effective surveillance in this area to prevent illegal dwelling and destructive forest use is only possible with the support of carbon credits, certificates, revenues, and using your platform at the same time. As I told you, this Amazon project also generates multiple co-benefits. Apart from reducing greenhouse emissions, there are another 5 co-benefits that are monitored. The Sustainable Development Goal number 6, which is clean water and sanitation, since forest protection also improves local soil water quality by avoiding soil degradation and reducing erosion. It also promotes the UN Sustainable Development Goal number 8, which is decent work and economic growth, as it creates new income opportunities for people living in this area. Of course, the project enables more local farmers to sustainably cultivate, harvest, and process Brazilian nuts. So it contributes to the SDG 12, which is responsible consumption and productions. It absorbs around 2 million tons of CO2 per year. So this is a huge amount of CO2 that it absorbs as forests. And it allows the forest to recover. Trees will be able to absorb this amount of CO2, so further reducing these levels of CO2 in the atmosphere. The fauna of the region is also important, and the SDG number 15 from the United Nations is promoted, life on land, as this natural forest in Amazon region is extremely diverse habitat and home for many endangered species. So that is one of the projects we validated, and we hope through the blockchain platform that we can contribute to bring revenues to local communities on this project. Thank you.
Thank you, Casiana. Do you want to add another one?
I wanted to ask you if I have another landfill gas project. I don't know, probably you will. Do you want to present both of them?
I have the pictures from both of them. So if you want to present the other one too,
Okay.
because we have both on the platform, so we can do that.
The other project that I will present you is a landfill gas project in Peru. It is certified by Clean Development Mechanism, which is one of the 3 flexible mechanisms defined by Kyoto Protocol. And this mechanism allows emissions reductions projects also in developing countries to earn certified emissions reductions credits, which I told you they are called generally carbon credits. And 1 carbon credit, so this is an important thing to remember, that 1 carbon credit is equivalent to 1 ton of CO2, and you have the same equivalence on your platform. This project is a municipal solid waste from Brazil. In Brazil, there is approximately 80 million tons of waste, whilst only some of it is collected and recycled. Around 50% of this waste goes into sanitary landfill. So disposing of this waste into controlled but not sanitary landfills is widespread in Brazil. Landfill gas is a byproduct created through the decay of organic waste. Sorry, so we shall be, okay. So landfill gas is a byproduct created through the decay of organic waste in landfills. If it isn't collected or destroyed or utilized, this gas enters into the atmosphere and pollutes it. And of course, it affects our health. So the main gas found in landfill is methane, a very potent greenhouse gas that has a global warming potential 21 times stronger than that of carbon dioxide. So it is a major threat of global warming, and it can be destroyed or utilized only through this kind of landfill projects. The landfill system can install collection system also within the site. And even better, it can burn and generate electricity, which actually it happens in this project. And the project, which is located in the city of Minas del Leão in the south of Brazil, it has connected to an 8.5 megawatt generator, and it produces 578 megawatt hour of clean electricity, which is fed to the Brazilian power grid. So when the generating is not running, the gas will be flared into the atmosphere. We want to avoid this, and through this carbon project, we can definitely contribute to increase this potential source of sustainable energy in Brazil. It also has 5 sustainable goals, which are monitored by them, and it is about clean water and sanitation. It is, of course, affordable and clean energy that it is produced and then powered into the green. It is also an innovation project, as industry innovation and infrastructure sustainable goal is promoted, since the Clean Development Mechanism promoted the transfer of technology from developed countries into developing countries. So it was a transfer of technology as well at the beginning when they set up and realized the project. Of this project, in terms of climate actions, reduce around 500,000 tons of CO2 per year. So, and of course, the local air in the area is much more good, and it contributes to the health of people in the area. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Casiana. It's encouraging to see that these projects are on the platform because they are indeed, recognized within existing and well-established carbon offsetting mechanisms like the CDM mechanism that you've just mentioned. And it's encouraging to see that the project owners are also embracing a new approach through blockchain. Quite unexpected, but very encouraging, interesting. Thank you very much. I will pass over the floor to another speaker that we have with us today. Just to mention that we are running a little bit out of time, so perhaps there's an opportunity that you could adjust your intervention. We have with us Christos Valvis from Aqua Carpatica. For Romanians, Aqua Carpatica is a very renowned brand of mineral water in Romania. And from what I reckon, a brand which is also interested in sustainability and offsetting its carbon footprint, and also with a high trust in a platform like RED. So, Christos, why don't you share with us the steps you're taking in the direction of sustainability, including through the RED platform?
Hi, everyone. Very glad to be here. First of all, Aqua Carpatica has been producing, bottling mineral water in Romania since 2010. And we have steadily grown from basically a startup company within a market that's oversaturated with mineral waters into a market leader. And increasingly now we're also exporting to many countries. So our corporate social responsibility is paramount right now. And we're looking for the best solutions to be able to do that. Effectively, our target in the near future is to be carbon neutral. And we have to do this in a way that is transparent, easily implemented, and easily communicatable to our audience so that there's no confusion about what exactly it is that we're doing. And conventional carbon credit schemes and ways of reducing our impact are primarily related to the energy consumption at our factory. We have already done a CO2 footprint with Carbon Trust. We know the exact value that we need to work on. And this platform, with its use of blockchain, has very clear benefits to us. First of all, transparency, permanence, speed. It's reliable. And the potential cost efficiency compared to conventional carbon offset means is very interesting in the near future, assuming that people will want to adopt this technology and democratize the whole process. So today I will be buying Rio G using the MWatt that I have on my account. And 1 Rio G is equivalent to 100 megawatt hours of green energy produced. I think that is correct, which is also equivalent to 750 kilograms of carbon dioxide avoided, offset from the atmosphere. So I will share my screen now and show you how that would be done in the platform. So here in the dashboard, I have to go to the ROG marketplace, and conveniently, there is an offer from Restart Energy One producer. They also happen to be our energy supplier right now. So for us, this is good because it keeps everything local, and them being a Romanian company, it's in the best interest of our company as well to work with local companies. And clicking generate sustainability certificate. Well, yeah, that should be right. I'm gonna get the Zoom window out of the way because I can't click the button. Yeah. All right, well, my certificate's being generated, and I believe I will find that in
wallets.
Yep, in my wallet in the NFT section. And there we go. There's my green certificate. Carpathian Springs, 67 ROG, Rio G, an offset of 50 tons, 50 tons of CO2. And I can share this PDF to the Facebook page and show our followers that Carpathian Springs is a socially responsible company. And will forever be available to find in the Zamaxis blockchain.
Thanks, Christos. Will be interesting to see how you guys handle the sustainability commitments that you are taking as a company, and the increasingly, scrutinizing eye of your audience and of your customers. Like how much are you gonna do stuff through blockchain? How much are you gonna do outside blockchain? How are people going to be convinced by what you're doing? Perhaps on a different occasion, we could debate also that's the strategy that you're using. But thank you very much for showing us a little bit of how it might work from your perspective. We're moving on to our last speaker, who is going to walk us through again claiming a green certificate. Our last speaker is Jorge Marcos. He's Spanish. He's an entrepreneur in both Latin America and Spain, in various businesses, from agribusiness to others. And he's also a founder of one of leading multinational pet food companies. So Jorge, maybe in a nutshell, how do you plan to use the platform? What made you interested in it? Give us a couple of insights, please.
Hi, everybody. Glad to be here. I will take a minute to express my gratitude to Armand for this journey. I have been here from the very beginning of this journey, and I very glad to see that we have arrived to this moment. I have been a token holder for these last 3 years, and my gratitude is mainly because Armand, you have been so perseverant with this. You have been so friendly with me also, that I appreciate the relationship. Now, you deserve that. Now, I have to another role, because I'm a new franchisee with a country franchise in Spain. I'm also the owner of Vitalcan, that is an Argentinian pet food company, and mixing both roles. I want to cancel our carbon offset that we produce with Vitalcan, and being a franchise, I will do that through the Red platform. I want just a minute also to say that I'm very, very impressed about the description of the projects that Casiana has done. Very beautiful project, and being in South America for my last 50 years, I appreciate what you are doing that. Well, I will share a screen.
Yes, we should go to the GTK marketplace, where you will find the GTK from the projects Casiana mentioned before.
Okay.
And we should decide which quantity of CO2 you want to offset on your company. If you want 50 tons or more.
No, we are going to cancel 50 tons of carbon dioxide emissions. I select an offer. And I need all the amount that is in that offer, right?
Yes.
I'm going to buy the whole offer. Now, I will buy also this. I need to add a total of 50,000 GTK. That's correct?
Yes.
So, with this third offer, I think we are done. Okay?
Okay.
Well, I will go to my wallet.
Yes, let's make sure they are in your wallet.
Okay.
On the top left, you can change on the left. You can change the currency. Yeah. Press on the currency and active currency right there.
GTK set. And here I have what I have bought, 50,000 GTKs. Now we are going to issue a certificate to my company, to Vitalcan. Okay?
Exactly. You should go to my business.
To my business, okay.
Where you will find your franchise and the option to generate.
Generate sustainability certificate should be of
on the right. Yeah.
50,000 GTK. The owner name should be Vitalcan SA. I have avoided 50,000 kilos of carbon dioxide. Whoa.
And just click generate, okay?
Just a second. I don't see where it is. That's okay?
You should introduce in GTK again 50,000.
Again, yes.
I see it's in red. Okay. Owner name. And at the bottom, the green button, generate. That should do it.
Okay. And now where I see
You have to
The
go to your wallet,
Okay.
NFT tokens, active token. You need to switch from franchise to sustainability certificate. That's right.
Yes. And here we have the certificate.
Exactly.
Perfect.
You can click on the first line with the numbers and we can all see it.
We can see the certificate in the name of Vitalcan, my company, with a total of 50 tons of carbon offset.
Exactly. That's perfect.
Perfectly. Well,
Thank you, Jorge.
Thanks to you.
It was interesting to see this as well, and I mean, of course, there were a couple of technical issues. In general, with all the new products, that's what happens. But I think the essence is valid. So speaking of essence and content, I will pass it over to Armand for some last words as conclusions and wrap up regarding future plans of the platform. How you plan to approach the next period of time, confidence issues, anything that you want to share with us as the last word, Armand, please.
Thanks, Corina. And I would like to extend my thank you to everyone today here that participated. But also, I would like to thank our IT and development team that worked very, very hard the last 3 years, and our fantastic community that supported us during this long development time, and our numerous attempts on setting up a blockchain. It's actually much tougher than it sounds, building a blockchain. But we're very happy that we have finally reached this moment where we have the infrastructure up and running, we have the platform, we have the blockchain, and we will continue to build products and services on our technology, products that meet the demand of real businesses. So this is why we have our franchising system, which is quite unique. It's the first tokenized franchising system in the world, as far as I know. And our franchises, which can be master franchises, country, regional, or city franchises, I invite them to come and take a franchise until it's still available, because franchises, as you know, are limited to one master franchise per country that gets basically 80% of all the revenues in that country, and that can offer unique software as a service platform services even to institutions, governments, and big corporations, but also to country, regional, and city franchises, because those are also limited to one franchise per 10,000 people. Basically, what I'm saying is, come take a franchise and go out there and sell services, unique blockchain-based solutions to your customers for sustainability, for tokenizing their business needs, for tokenizing their carbon offset, and for unlocking this huge untapped value that is now basically, we are now at the moment where the adoption curve is beginning to become very steep. So, and this is the perfect timing for, about 97% of S&P 500 companies are looking to invest or develop blockchain solutions in the next coming period. So we have one of the best blockchain technologies out there, and that doesn't have the limitations of the traditional big blockchains like Bitcoin and Ethereum, but that is perfectly compatible with them and that retains all the advantages. So we are happy, and we are going to support our franchises fully so that they can deliver high quality solutions to their customers globally. I would also like to address our community and to say that we are, after the launch, which will be October 1st, one of the first things that we are going to do is we are going to link our existing customer database in Romania of over 60,000 customers to offer them the opportunity to redeem their green tokens based on their renewable energy consumption from our company. Also, we are going to have some very exciting competitions, launch competitions. We are going to award the highest claims, highest green token claims. So who's interested and who wants to offset his personal carbon emissions, there are big prizes waiting. So basically that's about it. I would like to thank everybody again for a great event.
Register on Red platform, claim your tokens, or get a CO2 certificate. Red, pioneering new paths for a greener planet.